Hey everybody, this is Carlos from the Nerdaday podcast this time. If you're happen to be a fan of both the Entrance Ramp, my wrestling podcast, which you can catch on YouTube.com if you just search the Entrance Ramp podcast or on your favorite podcast services, you will notice there's a lot of similarities between most recent videos. I just literally got done filming a video called Our Ramp Diaries, which is kind of one-offs from members of the Entrance Ramp podcast, kind of recapping what I think is going to happen in this Sunday's Payback pay-per-view. But now I want to kind of speak about my nerdy stuff. I don't know how you pivot from super nerdy wrestling stuff to super nerdy everything, I guess. Yeah, everything. I'll say everything. Anyway, yeah. So I haven't done a Nerdy Day video in a while. Just kind of been doing the whole dad thing, which I'm really happy about. I actually love being a father of my two beautiful babies. Uh, but yeah, I've just kind of been focusing on the dad thing, the work thing, and trying to be a husband, sleep, eat healthy, all the things that you're supposed to do as an adult. Not play video games, not certainly at all. There's no time for that at all. There's just time for fatherhood. And I watch Umbrella Academy. I guess it was very good. This is not what this video is about. But if you love weird crap like I do, and comic books like I do, which we'll talk about that another time. But yeah, Umbrella Academy, check it out. That's not what this is not like a review of Umbrella Academy season 2. I don't know if I'm gonna do reviews of much. The Dark Knights review kind of mentally took a lot on me. I felt like I kind of jumped into that when I wasn't ready to do comic book reviews, especially one. Of course, I jump into like the most like mentally tough like comics to jump into, which is like, here, let me explain what the DC multiverse is. Also, do you know who Dr. Manhattan is? Yeah, you watched that Zack Snyder movie? Cool. No, you didn't. You watched the awesome HBO 8-episode series by Damon Lindelof that's on HBO, which I mentioned before. Yeah, no, it's amazing. Yeah, no, I of course I jumped head into something I wasn't really prepared for. Notes are no notes. I was just not ready for that yet. So I do apologize. Maybe I'll be a little more crisp, a little more prepared next time I do a review. A la maybe Last of Us. I am a huge comic book fan, so I would like to do something in that vein. But I would like to say that if you did like that review, check out the next couple issues. I think issue 4 is about to come out or is out. It's leading up to very good things, comic book wise. I'm really digging where Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo are taking that series. But that is not what we're talking about today. Actually, today we're going to catch up with some Xbox news. Big surprise. We'll talk about Xbox here a lot. But also, we're going to talk about just next gen in general. And a huge thing that I think is going to, let's see where that goes with next generation, that's starting soon. And I think that might have some implications and, just overall impact in the industry. So first of all, I wanted to talk about Xbox a little bit. I've talked about Xbox a lot on here for someone who actually doesn't own a Xbox console, but is an enthusiast of video games in general, and is rooting for Xbox in this current, this new generation that's about to start. So first and foremost, recently, a few weeks ago, the Series S was confirmed in like the weirdest way possible. The people actually bought Series X, Series S controllers in the Chicago area. They were on like a Facebook Market or some kind of like eBay, Craigslist type of deal, and apparently they're legit, man. I mean, they have everything. You can find the photos online. If you check out Wario64, he has photos up on his Twitter. That dude's awesome too. So just get like notifications for that guy. If you want to save money on games, he also has affiliate links, so that helps him out, dude. Yo, that dude's the best. Check him out. He's awesome, as I mentioned before. Maybe I'll link him down below. But yeah, dude, this thing. I say dude a lot. Sorry about that. This controller leaked in like the weirdest way possible. It was like 9 o'clock in the morning. I was at my normal day job, and my two coworkers who were with me, who don't give a poop or crap anything. I'm trying not to curse on these videos. I don't care really much about the wrestling one. I don't really. They who don't give a crap about like video games or anything nerdy. Unfortunately, have to listen to me all day, or kind of funny because I have them in the background all the time. They had to hear me like freak out, and they're like, "Why are you freaking out? You're scaring us!" Like, right? Because I just jumped. I was like, "Oh my god!" It was like the weirdest thing. So some people in Chicago got their hands on it, and it's like official box. Like it has the Xbox Series X logo. It has the share button. It has like, dude, anything you can think of. It has everything that we've seen so far. It was just a different color. I believe they called it Robot White. I don't have my notes up, but I believe it was called Robot White. And I mean, this thing was looking incredible. It has a new D-pad, everything like that, and the the everything. It was literally the controller. It says it works on everything. Bluetooth. It's a Bluetooth device. Comes with AA batteries. Works with Xbox One, and as well on the top it said Xbox Series X/S. Now that's the weirdest way I can think of ever in history that a console has been leaked. I mean, it's been leaked to death already. Don't get me wrong. The Series S, it's all but confirmed pretty much by Microsoft, which is really strange because there's leaked dates of when this might come out. If you want to run down about those leaks and kind of rumors where things are going, I highly suggest you guys check out Kind of Funny XCast. This is an amazing show, especially if you're in the ecosystem of Xbox. Got three major awesome hosts. Just shouting that real quick. I know I'm a Kind of Funny stan, but like seriously, that dude Snowbike Mike has inspired me to start doing these videos. He's killing it. He's got Gary Whitta. That dude's amazing. He's got Alana Pierce. She's absolutely amazing. Like all three of them, outstanding, especially together. They're killing it, man. They're on episode 6. Like, just check them out, man. It's every Saturday. They're awesome. But besides that point, yeah, they broke down when that stuff happened, as it was happening like that weekend. And I have to agree, man. It's like, this is like the weirdest thing that's ever happened to me. At least for me, like seeing video games and being a fan of video games, like that's a weird leak. Especially when it's basically a confirmation. Like we know from sources, like we have people like Jason Schreier and things like that, like Imran Khan. Like people have known about the Series S, have talked about the Series X and hearsay and things like that. But to see it like on official box art, like say Series S, like we don't know what this box looks like. We don't know its capabilities. It's been rumored to have lower specs than the Series X, so it comes at a lower price. What is that lower price? What does it look like? Is it that Robot White, or is it? Is there different SKUs, things of that nature? No one knows. So far, the current rumor suggests it's going to be the Series X, or not the Series X. I'm sorry, the Xbox One X, but maybe white and no disk drive. What does that look like? What does it come in price wise? I like that the idea of a diskless system, especially because most of my issues with this current generation that's about to end, well, with my PlayStation, were disk errors. I don't know if the system running too hot would kick the disk out, things like that. And I've switched to digital games. Multiple reasons. It kind of like if I'm buying a PlayStation game, I know a lot of my money 100% goes to PlayStation. I'm not paying like a GameStop, and they are giving a percentage at the Sony and things like that nature. Not that Sony needs the money, but still, these digital marketplaces, I think, are becoming more prevalent, and they've been prevalent since PC, obviously, but within the console market, I think, especially this generation, they've really revamped how you are able to access video games, the quickness it comes to with it. For me, a security. I know that, license issues aside, I know that I have the game, I can own it. If there's any errors, it's because of my console, right? But I still own the game. Like, it's not my disc got messed up or anything of that. I mean, there's been multiple mornings for no reason, just my PlayStation in rest mode. I would come downstairs in the morning, get ready for work, eating breakfast, sitting down for a second to watch maybe like a YouTube video, and look down, and like, I don't know, Kingdom Hearts 1.5, 2.5 HD is just out, just sitting there on the drive. Like, what? Why? Nothing's on. I don't understand. Like, you're on rest mode. Am I supposed to turn you off? And even then, I think in my head, did I turn it off completely? And did it just kick it out anyway? Who knows? Who cares? I don't know. But I've more recently gone all digital, and I think that's part of me. I think that's kind of the way to go. If I'm honest, and that's literally my own opinion. I'm not belittling anyone's opinion. If you love physical, by all means, buy physical. It's awesome. You get like cool stuff a lot of times with like, special deluxe editions, physical packages. Like look at Final Fantasy VII Remake, you get like a cloud thing. Anyway, again, besides the point. But like for the Series S that's about to debut, I don't know, when is it going to be announced? I mean, the rumored date of release right now, at least with the controllers, there was photos of like a GameStop or some kind of retail store that had, Xbox marketing. It looked legit, and it says do not open to November 6th. So it seems the street date. Now, does that street date correlate to the Series S, X, controllers, peripherals, anything like that? That's the date, or is it, let's say, the controllers are going to come out earlier because, which I doubt it, because I don't know why. I feel like we just release everything at once. But let's say in this instance, the controllers come out first. Why that specific date? What's going on there? And things of that nature. You would assume we're about to hit September as of this recording. It's August 27th. Sorry, I had to look at my calendar. It's August 27th. We're about to hit September, and we don't know the price of the Series X. We know of a Series S because, again, you see this box, it has it there, but we don't know what it looks like, what it's going to sell at, what its capabilities are. Now, on the flip side, with the PlayStation 5, we know already there's two editions, two SKUs at least. I don't know if there will be different SKUs because of hard drives, but there's two SKUs we know at least. One is the PlayStation 5 Standard Edition. Not that it's called Standard Edition, it's just the standard you would assume, right? It's not called anything, it's just the PlayStation 5. It comes with a disc drive. And then there's the PlayStation 5 Digital Edition. The box looks the same. In their showcase, they made no mention of lower power mode, anything like that. Nothing's leaked. I mean, that. So the impression I'm getting with the PlayStation 5 is, with that, we're gonna have internals that are all similar, but no disk drive. So what does that look like, right, for a PlayStation 5? That means that is going to be as powerful as the PlayStation 5 that my buddy Joey's going to buy, right? Let's say he buys the standard edition that has discs. I think he's going digital. I'm not sure yet. But let's say he buys the disc one. We're going to have the same console, same capabilities, same power, same everything. We have different TVs. That would be the only issue. And then I'm going to go digital. So when I can afford it and buy it, I'm going to go digital. So I know that my console is the same power as his. There's no discrepancies. There's no difference. But with Xbox, their whole ecosystem is a thing of getting your foot in the door, right? So with Series S, is that another way to get your foot in the door? Now, are there three pillars? Are there they've discontinued the X, maybe with these rumors of it basically becoming the Series S. Is that why they discontinued that? So it's like a stronger, it does 4K, true 4K, but not, I don't know if it'll have this velocity architecture that Microsoft is touting and things like that. Who knows at that point? But, and to see in the future, you assume you're looking at 3 different SKUs to enter the Xbox ecosystem, right? This coming November, it seems like. The Xbox One SAT edition, right? Just all digital edition. I think that is one, or no, maybe the S. I'm not sure. I see a lot. That's where a lot of the messaging with Xbox is confusing. Yeah, I think we need a concrete, just like, hey, these are the SKUs. This is the lowest model you can get in. This is the next highest, like a mid-range Xbox. And if you want full next generation, you're ready. Eventually one day they'll do 8K. It does full 4K HDR, ray tracing, all that jazz. You want the Series X, right? And with that coming with price as well. I think this is a very important time. We're again about to hit September. We know no prices for these consoles at all, and we have rumors, right? Someone working at a retailer hit up Alana Pierce again, just to mention the kind of funny XCast. She mentions it on there. It's just a rumor. No one knows. She doesn't know if that's right. But what they conveyed to her was $599.99 or $499.99. I think something like that. It was like $500 or $600. And is that correct? Is that something? Are we going to have like another PS3 situation? And that could, again, 100% could be a placeholder number. It seems like it would be a placeholder number. We don't know what it's going to be at this point. But if that's someone, from a game store, of some kind of retail store that specializes in video games, telling her this, obviously, she can't confirm whatever, and as well. And there's been other stuff you can check, right? What is this going to look like? I think that's a very important thing that Xbox is not talking about, and to me, at least with their a lot of messaging, that's a big bummer for me. Is that Xbox is not mentioning any physical numbers, but it seems like they're playing chicken with PlayStation. Now, on PlayStation side, registration for pre-orders just went live yesterday of this recording, which was the 26th of August. So you can go on PlayStation.com. There should be a page where you click on and register to see if you're available for pre-order. There's an FAQ. Again, all this you can find on Wario64's Twitter. He kind of breaks down everything. There's an FAQ on PlayStation.com that tells you like what happens. Like you'll get hit up. You can only pre-order one PlayStation, whether it be the standard edition or digital edition. Peripherals, it seems like you can get two of everything. It seems like you can get like two cameras, two controllers, two the new the wired, like their 3D audio headsets. But when it comes to consoles, specifically, you can only get one. I had to put my PSN name in there as verification. It seems like they're kind of going off. Like I'm again, I didn't get any confirmation that I'm in and nothing like that. I haven't seen anything yet as well. Again, there's no price. I assume you cannot pre-order until you have a price, but it seems like it might go by your PSN name. Like they have your profile, they can check it out, see that you are like, hey, you do play on PlayStation, you love PlayStation, or something like that. I don't know how they're going to determine who is allowed to pre-order and who's not. I kind of foresee myself not going to be picked to be one. I saw this notification way later in the day than I would have liked it, and I still put my name in there, even though I'm not well off money wise. I would love to get that console. I would love to put my hands on it day one, like I was able with the PlayStation 4. I don't see that happening for me. It might be a later purchase, just due to personal reasons. Like I have my own life. I have children. I have a job, more bills, things of that nature. I don't have that foreseeably a lot of money to spend for those things, but who knows what the future holds. Obviously we don't know a release date for this thing, but what does that look like? What does that look like for PlayStation? You're getting it directly from PlayStation as well. They're cutting out a middleman in Amazon and Target and Walmart, all these big box stores, or especially video game stores like GameStop. What does it look like? What do you get? Like 2-day shipping, like you would on Amazon? How guaranteed it is? It says like you'll have a certain amount of days to, or it looks like you may have like a couple of days to confirm your pre-order. Assuming if it's any pre-order with them, I would assume you just have to pay out the console completely, right? They don't want to. They want to make sure you're going to own it. They want to make sure you put out the money. So it's just a very interesting time, especially with next gen just really just like kind of breathing down our neck at this point, presidential candidate wise, just breathing down our neck, and we're about to see we're about to enter this next generation, and we're also entering in a very strange place for some companies. And it's kind of the last little bit I wanted to talk about with just two big news stories that broke within the past couple of weeks. One being after the Xbox showcase, unfortunately, Halo and 343 and Microsoft, 343 specifically, and Microsoft have made a difficult decision to postpone Halo Infinite. Now, this is where we got our confirmation that November is the release month for the Series X, and I would assume the Series S. But at this moment, we don't know the specific date. That's why I mentioned the November 6th possible leak with the boxes and storage to be opened at that time. But yeah, Halo got pushed back. Their huge launch title, the kind of the killer app, right, for Series X. And Xbox has not launched with Halo since the original. And this is about to be the second Xbox launch to have a Halo app there. And I mean, honestly, it would have kicked the door down, right? But more far, removed from the initial, like, story, we're getting more kind of writing on the wall. There's been rumors that the TV series that Steven Spielberg is helping to produce has been causing issues, which 343 has rebunked, but you never know. There could be some truth in that story in one way, shape, or form, right? The Showtime series has kind of like pushed some stuff there. There's a lot of outsourcing apparently, but that is very common in video game creation. To what level Halo was being outsourced at some point, we don't know. Funny enough to mention Gary Whitta, he has a Animal Talking Show, which is a live, it's like a late night talk show kind of deal, exclusively on Animal Planet. Not Animal Planet. God, that's a TV channel that was on once. Animal Crossing. He had Phil Spencer, and Phil kind of confirmed rumors that they were thinking about a dual launch for Halo, like maybe a staggered launch, like part of here, either maybe chapters or maybe multiplayer launch, and then months later the campaign. And I think the right decision was made if they feel like they need a lot of help and a lot of time to push Halo. Now, I'm kind of with a lot of people where some people think it might. Initially, I thought February, right? Like February is a good month. When we started this current generation, it wasn't necessarily normal, but that has shifted due to like cancellations or anything like that within the video game industry. Now, February, March have been kind of like hit months, right? We got the Switch, we got Breath of the Wild, we got Horizon, we got Nier Automata, in these kind of winter months, like near the end of winter months, and they're not as like kind of dead zones as they used to be. Back in the day, growing up with video games, now we have them. And they've kind of been banger hits after another. So initially, I was thinking Halo would be in like a February, March, maybe April at least. Like they would get to February and be like, "Nah, it still needs more work. Let's push it back to April or something like that." But I'm kind of with Snowbike Mike. Again, to mention Kind of Funny and the XCast. I'm kind of with him. I was it was like itching in the back of my throat, in the back of my head. Pardon me, not throat, head. It was itching in the back of my head, and I was thinking to myself, would they push it back to holiday 2021? And the more I've been thinking about it and kind of where we're at now, especially now with the news today, or was it yesterday? Pardon me, my days are getting blurry. That a lead who used to work at Halo, I've totally forgot his name. Not prepared. I do apologize. Has rejoined 343 to help, or kind of rejoined Microsoft and to help 343 get through this push for Halo Infinite. That really lends credence to where credit where my head is at. And I am gonna agree with Snowbike Mike. I think we're gonna see a push and I think it's gonna be a holiday 2021. Launch. Not like people will say it's launch window, launch year. I think we're going to see it maybe November, December of next year, which is an incredible bummer. Don't get me wrong. If they need all the help they can, they need all the help they can, and I want this Halo to be like a Halo 3. And Halo 3 launch is one of my favorite launch events I've ever been to. Friends at the time, I was with them. We stayed up till like 6 o'clock in the morning. I had work that day, which luckily at the time I was part time, so I got to go in at noon. Got to sleep maybe for 2-3 hours. We had drinks in line. We had fun. It was like a party atmosphere. It was great. Halo 4 and 5 have kind of veered off where Bungie was when they were in line. And don't get me wrong, I like 343 games. I like Halo 4. I like a lot of Halo 5. I felt a lot of misleading nature with the narrative in Halo 5 according to like a lot of the commercials and things like that, and I thought we were going to get like a Master Chief Locke situation where they were battling, and that barely happened. And one of my favorite he is a sci-fi captain. He's Captain Malcolm Reynolds, but Nathan Fillion's role in Guardians wasn't what I kind of assumed it was going to be, only because he was a legacy character. We saw he was a ODST. He was the lead in ODST, and I thought we were get more of that because I felt like he was like an important role within the Halo lore. And I think there was a lot of expectations from me and a lot of honest expectations from the community, and neither of us were satisfied. Overall, I was like, it's an okay game. I played a lot of the multiplayer when that was actually one of the few games I put multiplayer time into. But I just wasn't feeling those last two games, and Infinite seemed to be like a return to form. I was a big fan of that showcase reveal, and that gameplay demo. I know a lot of people weren't happy with how it looked. I was okay with it. I thought it looked good. Obviously, if you look into Microsoft, funny enough, Microscope, it's not going to look great, sometimes, but it was just very interesting. I was a fan of it. I liked the grapple hook, everything we saw. It looked good on my TV, and it was the 4K footage. I don't know, obviously, what it was going to look like in there, but that was a difficult decision, and I think I applaud Microsoft for making it. It's a big hit for them, especially when launching a new console, and a lot of their goodwill has been earned. I don't think it's like a malicious thing. I just think that they've been working so hard to get where they're at now, and this would have been like the kind of like cherry on top what they've been doing. Now it's kind of not there. We still have Game Pass, and there's going to be plenty of games launching with Game Pass, and I'll still tout that I think Game Pass is one of the most incredible things ever. Got to do it last year, and I played and beat like 5 games in like a month's time. I had such a blast with it. I loved it very much, and I was thinking about resubscribing soon to just play like some games. There's Streets of Rage 4, some other games I wanted to put my hands and kind of stick my teeth in if I ever have time with children. But that was I think that was a big blow to the video game community. And another one I would say is Fortnite, where we're at right now. Just to quickly recap with that, it's off the Apple App Store, the Google Play Store. You're able to get it on the like a Epic Launcher, which you can do that on, Android devices, or the Samsung Store. If you have a Samsung device specifically, I think where they're at now might impact a lot of stuff that's going on with console makers. Their fight with Apple might be something that kind of reverberates throughout the industry in general. Epic is kind of making some moves. Not that I think they're altruistic completely in what they're doing. There's a lot of trust issues with them and things of that nature. But I think what they're pushing for smaller developers, I think that would be something that might be good. It might change. I wonder if this will change anything with PlayStation and Xbox. They take a percentage cut as well when it comes to like V-Bucks and in-game items and things of that nature. When you buy and microtransactions, they take a similar cut to Apple and Android. I think Epic may be more willing to work with them. I don't know what deals are. Apple just said Epic tried to work a special deal without them in June. It wasn't working out to pardon me, both sides, but they Epic kind of pushed the envelope on their end. It's kind of like Tony Stark and Bruce Wayne throwing money at each other instead of fists. But and then every once in a while there's kind of a jab. But let's see what happens with smaller developers. This may be something that helps the industry on all ends to get smaller developers a little more recognition, a little more finance help, maybe something like that. It may push the envelope where we're at with mobile gaming. But I honestly feel like I don't think we'll see. I think reparations with what's going on with Epic and Apple and Android maybe 3-4 years down the line, and maybe that might impact console makers. I think I'm gonna go on a limb and say I think there's gonna be somewhat of an impact somehow, some way, some shape, and some form when it comes to them. But that's why I'm gonna end it right here, guys. This is kind of long in the tooth video, but I just kind of wanted to. It's been a while since I talked to you guys, and I kind of wanted to get back in the saddle with this one. So for Carlos. This is the Nerd Today podcast. Again, you can find us on youtube.com. Just search the Nerd Today podcast. It will be on there, as well as your favorite podcast feeds. Thank you for everyone who still continues to listen to my older episodes. I think we're up to like 237 downloads overall, time-wise, since I've launched the podcast itself. So thank you very much, guys. I'm really appreciative of all the help I get and things like that. Please listen, like, share, subscribe, all that jazz. Hit me up on Twitter. I'm at nerd_a_day. Let's talk about this, man. Let's continue this conversation. Let's see what happens this week. I mean, it's Thursday, August 27th at 11:26 p.m. Who knows what I'm going to wake up to tomorrow in the video game or nerd world. But for Carlos, I'll see you guys later. Bye.